didn't lose, didn't win. Just came back empty-handed.
Get him.
And good afternoon to our viewers. Welcome to the coverage today. Today we've got the Joe Hachem annual feature event continuing into day 2. 24 players remain, and they're now in a shootout format where they'll play down to
kitty cat
2
road.
players on each
Cat
table.
on that. My
4
screen's a
tables
cat.
remaining
I would
in the
never hurt
6
you
max
out.
format,
You will.
which will give us 8 players, and then there'll be a final table of 8.
All right, players coming
got
back
my
to
knees
day
here.
two.
He does the stereo for
we're
you.
Not getting
softies.
82 runners in this event.
Feature event.
We are
I hide and
softies.
just let him do it.
You are now in a shootout format. Once you get to top 2 of your table, you will go through to the final table. There are still 3 bounties in play, each worth
Anyone here got a bounty?
$50.
You can see some familiar faces on the
No,
table.
I mean, is a
Jared
bounty.
Dutcher,
Brag.
Amin
Is a
Riazati,
bounty.
I need to let you all know that.
Tony Hachem,
Button is in seat
fearless
1
leader of
for
the
the
Australian
6
Poker
guys.
Tour.
Ah, there's some around there.
One.
Yeah.
Sam
Like,
Haddad.
they haven't, not all C4s would have been knocked out, but no
I
one
think
on
it's still
this
like,
table.
I think 2 got 1 of the 5.
Sounds like, can't see his face, but
Yeah,
that
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
sounds like
Like it was,
Gerian
what, 3 or 4?
in seat 2.
I think it was 5. I think 3 are left, I want to say.
Yeah, I mean, that
3
would
left.
make
I
3
know
left,
Sammy
yeah.
is one of them still.
Yeah. So there was 5 bounties and there's 3 left.
In the 5.
Yeah, and our table...
The guy with the white cap.
Yeah, our table had Andrew Batty.
I know Lachlan already won.
Dealers in the Hachem
Every
annual
tournament,
feature
just
event.
make it bigger and bigger.
Lines were achieved at 4,000, 8,000 with an 8,000 big blind ante. 4,000, 8,000 with an 8,000 big blind ante. Dealers, you are right to shuffle up a deal.
4 and 8.
Button is what, C2?
Seat, yeah. It's technically seat 1.
Oh, look at this dirty stack. Oh,
Good luck, everyone.
that's kind of a dirty stack.
Oh, it's a bounty chip.
I was definitely going to use it as a 1K chip.
So plenty of poker action on this weekend at the Voco Hotel. The $250 20K guaranteed poker shop kicked off about half an hour ago.
Still what it says on the bag.
We have the ladies Empress event coming back for day 2. 7 remain on that final table.
3-fold.
We also have day 2 of the mini main.
Show one call.
That's kicked off about half an hour ago. 27 bagged for that. And that 50K guarantee. 11,000 up top in that. The 6th player I didn't mention on this table is Alan Wilson. So, yeah, some very familiar faces here.
An ace.
Also today is the Hachem 50K guaranteed annual trophy. That one, of course, there's around 70 players that already qualified through that throughout the year, meaning that 50K guaranteed is already in the prize pool before a card has been pitched. So $750 you can come down here and take on those players that were lucky enough to qualify throughout the year. And also the 5K for the high rollers starting at 1:30 p.m. today, 30-minute levels, 200K start stack, 250K guaranteed. That will be a massive prize pool. So
Diddy.
Something for everyone today, from
I'm trending
That
more on
has-
Twitter than most
Yeah,
other things I
that
saw.
has
plenty of
bad-
guarantees
bad association.
and some day
Actually,
2 events
Diddler
as well.
and-
Saturday, one of our biggest days on the program as
He's like, I
always.
prefer
C3
Diddy,
fold.
please.
I stopped asking years ago.
We're at the Voco Hotel in Brisbane, on North Quay, right in the city of Brisbane.
C4 fold.
I was saying that the other day.
Up
They
on
were
a
like
bus
listing
or
like
a
the top trending
train
things
or
on Twitter, and it was like
come and take advantage of
Hezbollah,
the
like 385k views, and then
weekend
Diddy,
parking
1.2
rates.
million, and I was like, damn, we must be doing well this week.
Yeah. I didn't
And
know.
it'd be good to see you down here and play some poker. So
People are talking about me.
Yeah. Two of the greats.
if you come down, we look forward to seeing
Yeah,
you.
and Hezbollah.
Similar.
I just did memes with him and it always.
It got a good partner,
Funny how he's just gone viral for looking like
I'll be joined by Braden Jinx
I don't know what else he does. But
today and Harley Silver.
Because I don't want to bend the cards, so I lift them up.
oh, it's all ahead of you.
It's all ahead of you. It's more about seeing what I become.
Yeah.
2 fold.
We'll see.
C3 raise, 16.
Follow through the action of this hand. Jared opening ace 10 suited from the hijack. See if anyone's got any hands they want to take down Jared with.
7 fold.
So far, Alan Wilson may defend the ace 6, I think.
What did you start today with 220?
Heads up. Make checks.
$16.
3 bet.
Pretty good flop for Jared.
Flop for
And
me.
just fires out a small continuation bet and takes that down. Jared is the chip leader, as you can see there.
Fold ace 4.
Sorry.
He didn't even have a
10.
pair.
We needed a 10.
Still fairly deep, this event, in the shootout format. 4 tables of 6. Playing down to 2 left on each table, and then they'll go to a feature table, final table of 8.
3 fold. Fold.
I feel like I've been beaten off.
You look like you've been, I was going to say, you okay?
I don't know why I'm feeling so sleepy. I had like 5 hours of sleep, which is usually enough for me.
You've been outside.
Yeah, I didn't do anything. I just went to the
Pretty
casino.
tight fold from Tony there. Did the Jack 10 suited.
No, I mean outside today. Can
Oh,
help to just
And
Oh,
get in the sun, to
Studio that ends up
oh
with
no, not much.
so
wake you up.
Just woke up and came here straight from my room.
See, that doesn't help.
Which is
yeah, that was interesting.
Just what?
just an indigo.
Jack 10 suited, a hand most players
It is
would like to
literally a
play.
tunnel where you don't have to
Yeah.
go outside.
Yeah.
Tony decided not to.
I've been out. I've been to the gym. I've been out for a coffee.
Drastically more prepared than us.
You can see the
I don't know that. Otherwise, I just can't sit still.
different types of players at this table. I mean, opening the ace 5-0 under the gun. And 6 max, of course, that's more like the low jack ranges. And Jared will defend this one. Nice suited hand in the big blind.
Calls.
So we go to a flop. Both players have diamonds. Min smashed the flop, as we can see. Top two, aces up. Check, check, and now Jared gets a turn card of dreams. Gives him the flush draw and the gut shot. So I think we'll find Amin's now going to start putting some chips into this pot, and Jared will not be going anywhere.
16? 4 bet 16.
A bit of a deceiving check from Amin on that flop might mean that Jared could even bump this up with that much equity, but he doesn't have as much equity as you'd expect.
The Hachem annual feature event.
Wouldn't be expecting
has
Amin
been
to have
claimed.
two pair.
Lachlan clearly picks up his second.
If he's up against one pair, he'd almost be a complete flip, but just chooses to call.
3 calls.
And that river just gives Jared
Use it for
a
the
pair
hat.
now, so
The ethos of the hat. The ethos.
Jared checks. Amin will be going for value. I'd say there is a 4-liner on the board, but two pairs, definitely a hand we should get some value with, I think. But no, just checked it back, and
Almost bigger pot on
Jared once again loses the minimum. I think he showed his hand and said he had. Showed the fact that he had so many outs, and
I don't have.
the 8 wasn't one of them. So you can see we've got Jared full. The dealer for this feature table, WSOP circuit ring winner himself.
Oh, yeah.
He was over in Los Angeles this year playing in the Tournament of Champions for the World Series of Poker.
7.
10 now.
Yeah, no, easily, yeah. I might have blocked my hand.
Don't think he converted it into anything, but still had other than a great time and a great trip over to the United States.
Fold. So 2 raise, 20.
Didier, of course, on this table, New South Wales State of Origin captain, sitting directly on the right of State of Origin teammate Jared Thatcher.
Yeah, that's okay. Thank you.
So
All in?
The 3's all in.
that'd be the two biggest names on this table, and of course Amin Riazadi won the APL Million in 2024
4 calls.
Look what I started. Oh my God.
just a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
First prize in that $705,000. So looks like he's got his chips in here with the Kings versus Thatcher's 10-9 suited, blind versus blind, and that's a nice hand to wake up with in the big blind.
Well,
Jared's run into him there, and 10-9 of clubs flop. 10-9 of clubs has just hit the flop there, paired the 9 and back to a flush, but down just to 5 outs. The Kings we do call the ace magnet sometimes, and of course there was an ace there, but
almost like an hand again.
didn't have to fade it this time.
Never easy.
And Amin will get the full double up, so
253.
now he takes the chip lead over and essentially swaps stacks with Jared. Always feels a bit tough when you run into a big blind and he's got pocket kings or pocket aces like that, and you feel a little bit unlucky, but that's how it happens in poker sometimes. Jared won't be too disheartened. He's still in the tournament, still quite deep, and they're cutting back to about 32 bigs or so, and still piles. So interesting start. Fairly deep and good structure, this one. So it was 35-minute blinds. It was on day one.
All in. C4 all in.
Yeah.
We normally do the rails mainly because you don't need that rail because the table is negotiated. And look, we didn't need to keep the table the way it was because I had these tables already. You get in that? Did you get Joe? No, I've rang him with some messages. I can't do any more.
The other thing you do, you can send one of your CDs to the reception and get them to like ring his room. He was right there yesterday when we said 12:30.
You don't fold. Two fold. C4 raise, 20. Fold. Fold. Heads up. Seven check. Four bets, 15. 5. Seven fold. Seven checks. Four bets, 30. Seven fold. Seven checks. Four bet, 65.
We have an interesting hand here. It's like Min's found the river bluff with the
You're good.
6-4, and
You're good. You're good.
seeing if Sam could make the hero call with the 7, and he did, and Sam chips up nicely to almost 600k.
No.
Enough for 6
That-
start
that-
stacks.
Wow.
This was a 100k start stack.
Let's put on the cape.
35-minute blinds. We had 82 entries, and the prize pool is $109,000. The payouts
Final.
haven't been
Two
announced
people get
just
paid.
yet. I believe they're being worked on as we speak.
Well, I'm not supposed to value the 10 when you're calling. So I either have
This
an
was a
ace or you
unique
don't.
tournament.
So you're deciding if you want to call it.
More runners playing down to either 32 or 24 runners. And then it would become a shootout format
Full raise.
in the 6 max. So we have 4 tables of 6. Once we have 4 eliminations on each table, the final 8 will go to the final table. So it could be a while though, as players are quite deep. Tony Hachem is the shortest stack. It's the only one that's sort of in the real danger zone at the moment. We're looking for a hand to
what about
get
him?
his final 6.6 big blinds in
No,
with and
what
try
did
and
he
get that double up.
After yesterday, he kind of cracked it for shits and he made that silly
Oh,
play.
no, he came up to me yesterday apologizing. Yeah, no, he wasn't doing anything towards me. He was just frustrated with himself.
Yeah. He was frustrated with the king jack, with the queen jack.
He was.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was super frustrated with that.
Yeah.
Full raise. 20. Fold. Fold.
I was like, as a poker player, it's your job to understand whether you have the best hand or not. It's not like, yeah, obviously, so like a multi-way pot, and we're presenting something, and I'm getting called. If you think you have the best hand, you can re-raise it on the flop, and you can get rid of us. Like it's just,
He would have found that pretty quick.
yeah. But when it goes bet call in a 4-way pot, so obviously you have to lay down your whatever you have.
Four folds. Hit 8 all in. 2 folds.
Here's a hand. We've found Alan Wilson has found the jam. King 5 suited on the button, and that one gets through. So he'll take those chips. And as mentioned before, we have a busy program at the Voco today in the city of Brisbane. The poker shop is one of our favourite events and our players' favourite events as well.
Based on that.
That started, but there is a lot of late rego on that one. Late registration until 4:15 p.m. That's a $250 buy-in, 20k guarantee. I expect that guarantee will be smashed. For the high rollers, the 5k 6 max showdown. That's a 250k guarantee for our high rollers in the Brisbane area. And of course the Joe Hachem, sorry,
Pass. 2 folds.
drop the Joe, just the Hachem, 50k guaranteed annual trophy, and we had
4 folds.
around 70 qualifiers for that event. It's a $750 buy-in, but you can buy in yourself. it's 2 times re-entries.
You
With the
might
qualifiers that are already made, there's just about 50k guaranteed. That's already in the prize pool before a card has been pitched. So that's definitely worth coming down to. 2 p.m. that starts. Late reg till 6:45 p.m.
Doesn't look good.
I expect that would be a 2-day event.
Jacking.
So
A few more outs.
get along for that one.
0 and 8.
And we'll just catch up with the action all in.
Number 4.
Tony Hachem under the gun.
GG, Tony.
Alan Wilson's called with the sixes, and
Well done, well done.
Thanks,
Tony
Tony.
Hachem is GG's. We are left with 5. And shout out to those watching us on our stream on Facebook, YouTube and Twitch. Thanks for the comments, and if you are watching us on either of those platforms, YouTube or Twitch, please give us a subscribe and like our video on YouTube and Facebook. Don't be afraid to leave us a comment.
Not usually, no. Right.
Blind versus blind battle at the moment. No, Sam Haddad can't defend that one, so I mean, gets the jacks raised through and shows them to the table.
Exactly, you can see it. He defends 7
Getting
9.
premium hands is not the way to win this. You need deck reads.
Exactly.
Premiums, okay?
Yeah. 7
And
9
it doesn't matter
offsuited.
what your pre-flop holding is. Like, come on, yeah, silly. He's not doing the ladder part. You're doing the ladder work. He's just doing the preliminary work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was pretty, but really ugly. Suited, but he's straight.
Oh. I mean, that's honestly that's kind of defendable. Like, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, I just thought you had Jack.
As we see, I'm in at it again here. Ace-7 suited, opening the button. So if the blinds have anything to say about that, no, they don't. Good question by Devan. Who was the bounty on this table? The answer is there isn't one. As the bounties were decided yesterday when there was around 40 players left, maybe 5 tables of 8. They drew seat 4, who became the bounty on each table. And then overnight, when they became 24 So when they became 24 runners, they redrew and went down to 4 tables of 6, and this now a shootout format where we play down to 2 players on each table. There are still 2 bounties left in the field, just not on this feature table. Travis Endersby and Andrew Beatty. They're actually both on the same table on one of the outers, so hope that answers your question, Devan.
3 runners.
We see 3 New South Welshmen battling it out in this pot. 2 of them were in the State of Origin team.
G'day, checks. T2 checks. T3 checks. G'day, checks. Two checks.
pretty nice card here for Jared. He doesn't have a pair, but he's picked up flush draw and the Broadway straight draw. It's been checked to him for the second time, and now that gives two players the flush, both Origin teammates. Didier obviously with the nut flush, I should say. Possible to have a straight flush from that board, neither one does obviously, but Didier has the nut flush and Jared has the second nut flush, so it'll be interesting to see how many chips go in the pot here. Wouldn't imagine Jared would be too worried about a straight flush, and interesting to see if he goes with raise or just call here. Didier in the big blind.
3 call. 3 fold.
And
I thought
just
you were gonna
goes
go
with the
55
call,
and
it's
then
just
you went
wires, and
56.
once again,
That's so good.
Some read.
That's
Jared's
so
been
funny.
running into it a bit today, but
Didier is like,
that's probably
Didier's
the
gonna
second
bet
or
and he's gonna
third
go
time he
55,
has
like
managed to
half.
lose the minimum, I guess, with the all-in he lost the maximum, but the all-in pre, but post-flop wise, he's very good at just, when he's got the second best hand, he just loses as little as possible, and that's one of the important skills in poker. So not losing too many chips when you can't help it.
Wow, you've changed.
Introduce the quad.
sorry, my bad. Okay.
7 folds, hit 8 folds. Two calls option. Do 3 checks. Hands up. Two checks. Do 3 checks. Two bets. 15. Halfway.
It's fine.
Oh, yeah.
7 folds. 8 folds. C2 raise 20. 3 folds. Four folds.
We've got a break in 12 minutes.
Oh, it's because it's the clock from last night. They'll fix it, yeah.
Because they started halfway through. You guys started halfway through.
Yeah.
case people are very little.
I can't recall the level after 612, but it's probably 1015, so I think it would be at the end of that. Whatever the level after 612 is, will be the end of that, I think.
Today raised 2 fold.
As we are down to 5-handed, we see
Jackie could make the final two, but not in the
Alan's open under the gun here, ace-6.
That'd be some achievement. Interesting three-handed dynamic.
I'm sure.
Because that's fine 5-handed, or like a
I'd open limp my small blind every time.
hijack range.
Blind just to win via the limp. I still love doing that.
Jared's found ace-7
Win on the
stood on the button, so
technicality.
he'll have something to say about this. Just 16 bigs. Be interested to see if Jared can
All in. All in. C3's all in.
not just put it in, and he elects to take that option. I don't think Alan will be calling. However, Sam in the big blind, the ace-king. Big slick.
160.
He's just posturing here. He'd be,
All in.
yeah,
Straight fold.
goes with the jam all in and covering Jared. Jared will be at risk. So, Jared's just run into it today and
Hey, Alan, how much do you have?
that's not the best run. I mean,
Thanks.
what? He's got 2 cards to hit one of 2 7s remaining. So, well, now picks up the wheel draw.
What's that?
4 will chop
If
the
four
pot up.
would be a fair card.
And we'll see what the river brings us. To Jacob Fall, do your
What's
best. No, there's the board. So GG's to Jared Thatcher, New South Wales team member from earlier in the week where they ran second to Western Australia. And Sam Haddad takes in that big pot. So
Yeah.
we're now down to 4 runners, playing down to 2 on this table before we
Played well, just
go to the
bad.
final table. 2 from each of the remaining 4 tables of 6. And also out in the room we have the day 2 of the mini main. That was a 50k guarantee. It just squeezed over the line and they're playing for $11,000 up top there. 24 or 5 came back for that, I believe. The ladies Empress event, the 10k guarantee, that's just squeaked into the guarantee mark as well. That did go into a day 2, however, with its late start. So 7 playing down to a winner in the ladies event. So Didier opening Queen 9 suited under the gun here. Sam nothing to battle Didier with there, but Alan Wilson, ace 8-0 in the big blind. He'll expect he'll be calling that. Might have jammed there sometimes from Alan. Ace 8 on the big blind. Didier can be opening quite wide, 4-handed, so player of Didier's caliber is going to be opening pretty much on the muddy. And Queen 9 suited, who knows what would have happened if he had. I'd say would have folded, but we went to a flop and Didier's paired his queen. Not much there for Alan. Does pick up Broadway gut shot on turn. With this sort of action, I expect Didier would realise that Alan doesn't have too much going on and want to start putting some chips into the pot. Looks like he's going to bet on around the pot size, is it? Yeah, just sort of pot, and nice bet sizing from Didier, takes that one down.
I haven't
Didier's a
had
classy
breakfast,
player,
so-
as we know, plays all the high stakes. Played the opening event, 7.5k.
I had already backed the main the night before. I didn't go to home.
Really?
Sam. No.
I couldn't get home quick enough.
I actually barely do this, but last night was just. I usually go home and sleep. I don't know why I did that, man.
I just heard on the microphone that
Melburnian. These Melburnian guys. got
one
me
of the
sad.
final 2 bounties has been claimed. Travis Endersby was knocked out, so
To the casino.
that leaves 1 bounty left for $1,650, and I believe that's Andrew Beatty. So if we see him on the final table after this matchup, then
We
he will
had,
be
we
the
had a
bounty.
couple of drinks and then
Play down 4-handed
we
here.
degened on baccarat a bit. I played this table like Texas Hold'em table game, which was so stupid.
Ultimate.
Yeah. Initially, I jumped in on this bonus one, which was so weird. And
So another victim falls.
and then and I'm like, no, this is so weird.
I got caught about the hand the other day. That's a very good game.
All right, 4-handed pots is getting a bit tricky to navigate here for me, but as we can see, Sam opened and Alan's found the pocket 8s of 20 and just short and jammed, and Sam's released his king 9, so
I don't know.
it's getting interesting here. 2 of these players will make the feature table.
Playing baccarat.
Sam Haddad, obviously in the
Second
prime
final,
position with 700,000.
I never do it.
You can see there's 20 remaining up the top there. And just had the payouts posted, so
The complete opposite.
Yeah.
it's like we're playing for $34,000 up top.
I was also thinking. It just cuts to a
22.8
min
the
story,
second,
and you've got like the side
15.2
story
for
coming in
third.
the movie. Jacob was also there.
You were there.
And every player at the final table will make the cash. It'll be top 8.
Cheeky, you know.
Payouts are there on the screen now
Chicken, is that
in
what you
all
said?
platforms. So
Cheeky.
Oh. He called you a bin chicken. I was like, oh my god.
it was 82 entrants in this event, 109,000 prize pool, and there was
7 calls. Hands up.
at least
no more 2, 3.
5
suited
bounties, I believe. One of which is remaining, and we see a blind versus blind confrontation here between Amin and Sam Haddad. Amin flopping 2 pair, but I can't see Sam continuing here. The deuces, not too many good flops for pocket deuces. And
I've got a pretty good hand.
he releases, so
Deuces. You had deuces.
still fairly deep
and you
here.
folded
Blue
to my-
blind is 10k, so shorter stack Allen with 21 bigs
I'm gonna
is
quit.
still very
That's
healthy.
it. Cash me out.
But 4-handed play is high variance, as
The
we
guy
know.
doesn't just call 15,
Jacob
like 1.5
dealing,
on that board.
I don't play like you.
is
And then he
capable
goes,
of
check call, check call, check call. When I've got
Dealing
6,
out some
he
big
can
hands.
actually see my cards. There's something wrong. Like he can.
I'd say
I'm sure
Taylor
he can
Vickers is
actually.
the most high variance dealer on the circuit. I've seen her here yet.
Mystical.
But Jacob, very capable of doing that as well. And he's given him in a big hand here. Ace King opens the button, just a regular min raise, and see if the blinds have anything. Once again, Alan's got a defendable hand here. King 7 suited off 20 bigs.
Yeah, cold. Hands up.
Wisely just calls, and we'll see a flop. And
probably good
Drawing slim in
conversation.
this hand.
G'day, Chuck.
Just the 2 outs. One of the 7's folded. Imagine the men will continue and just take this one down as well. No diamonds in sight for Allen. Can't see him continuing here. I guess King High could be good some of the time, but I mean,
45. The 8 bet.
Oh.
The raise 45.
I got that wrong. Allen has gone for a raise here, and I like it. I mean, he's figuring that that flop smashes the big blind defending range, and that's why he's gone for the raise. I'd probably be more of a fan of it if he had some type of backdoor equity with it, like at least a diamond or straight draw. But if this gets called, which it does, then it's hard for him to pick up any equity at all on the turn, and he doesn't, obviously. He's only got the 2 outs, so I think that's the reason for Allen's thinking with the big blind, is that that board should favour the big blind. Guess that's a bit more normal in the, well, a bit more from a full ring game. Four-handed play ranges get a lot wider, and he's right in the fact that Amin's got nothing here and didn't connect with that board at all. And a continuation bet here is, if you're going to play it this way like Allen has, you've got to keep going. He has only bet 60k, and I think.
Finish up the hand draw, you're on a 15-minute break.
I mean, still may work. I mean, because Amin's got absolutely nothing outside of ace high. But bet sizing, Amin looks a little bit curious here, and is thinking, what's this bet size? So may get through. Amin is a tough cookie, very good player, so particularly in the live realm, you may pick up on that if you are bluffing. So he hasn't released his hand yet. There's no shot clocks in this event, so he's got as much time as he needs and wants, unless a player calls the clock on him. Just got the feeling he is going to release it, but yeah, so nice play by Allen at the end. I don't mind that. When you're the big blind and you can't give your opponent credit for that sort of connecting with that board and the check raise, I don't mind it. All I would say is, ideally, you would want to have some sort of backdoor equity.
No, I was really strong, but
and for that reason, it would have been interesting. But that's our first break for the day. Finished off with an interesting one there.
Call you one more stream.
Nice little pot raked in by Allen. So we will see you back in around 15 minutes.
You're telling me that you're in, so maybe that's the trick. Maybe that's the trick.
Yeah, everyone was.
Are we really having great?
Yeah.
a shootout format. Once you get down to the last two of your table, you two will go through to the final table. Payouts now up on the screen. We are paying top 8.
Blinds at 6 spots.
It's 25, right?
25 is the bet.
I'll join you, sir.
I'll see ya.
Good morning.
Oh.
And then I raise ya.
See you. See ya.
Didier. CTJ. Seven bets. 15K.
And welcome back from the break, everyone. We continue here four-handed in the Joe Hachem annual feature event. These players down to the 4 in the shootout format. We've already had our first table wrap up with Jordan Westmoreland and Michelle Anunu, the first 2 players through to the final table. They were the final 2 left in their shootout table.
7 bets, 43,000.
You see chip leader Sam Haddad has opened 7-8 from the button. Pulled by Didier in the big blind and check bet call. Turn. It's the 5 of clubs now. Sam has picked up a gut shot and representing the aces and jacks. Didier had to fold that 9 there, so nice one from Sam. Didier giving him the respect for that hand and folds the best one there. So four-handed play here is interesting. Can be quite high variance, but they are still rather deep.
Martin did main. Martin did from the bubble, did bubble, and they both have got those blues. Dick's have had 3 coffees, and Martin.
You can see in our chats we've got the payouts posted there. It was a $109,000 prize pool from 82 entrants in the 1650 event. $34,860 for first place, $22,850 for second, $15 for third, $10 for fourth, and then we go down to 8th place. Anyone that makes the final table in this event will cash in this unique structured event. Now, see Didier's picked up Queen 6 suited in the small blind and thinking about what he's going to do here. He's got 20 bigs. I think you will see a raise.
What?
C2 raise is 40,000.
And then Amin, oh wow. This is the second time today Amin has woken up with the kings in the big blind. That's how he got Jared, the double up through Jared when Jared jammed the 10-9 suited. See how Amin proceeds. He may just call and be deceiving for deception here, and that's what he chooses to do. And if we see a queen high flop or some clubs, we might find Didier in a bit of trouble, but Didier's completely whiffed that. He did raise pre-flop, so interesting to see if he continues. Perhaps might just go with check out of position here. I mean, he's got the king of spades working for him as well, so
2 checks.
Didier wisely checks that flop, and with the king of spades working for us with those kings, Amin may opt to check this one back as well. I mean, SPR is about 2 at the moment, so probably not going to have too much trouble getting the stacks in by the river. Only 20 bigs effective here, so all options available for Amin. It's just going to go with looks like a small bet. That's just south of a third pot. But Didier, having missed everything, is most likely just going to fold that.
You upset?
And
Jack 3.
Amin continues to chip up. Didier,
Oh my god.
17 big blinds now, still not in danger territory.
Okay.
He's the short stack, but
Where is the seabed?
pretty close to Alan there. So
You can smell it, huh?
just want to become the top 2 in this event, and in this table, I should say, and then move through to the feature table, the final
Just
table
me
of
like
8,
pulling down with bottom
and
pair
that's where the
against
money
kings,
will
like, what
start.
happened
So
to him, you know, like
it's interesting when they get down to 3 players. Essentially, they'll be on a bubble then.
oh, the payouts are- Payouts are up, guys. Payouts are up.
Four-handed ace-6 offsuit is under the gun, but it's also
You mean
cut
cash?
off, and Alan
Set 8 raises 25.
find a raise there. Didier on the button, ace-2 suited, off 17. Can find a jam there sometimes, and yeah, that's what happens.
Super fold.
Oh, and no, okay. Amin did not have the kings again. That was a misread. We have seen that before, and every time it is the hand they had previous. So it does happen probably once every couple of sessions that, that misread. So wasn't a fold from kings from Amin. That was a bit deceiving from our software. Hadn't reloaded the cards from last hand, and he gets that nice jam through there. Gets a better hand to fold. So I like that from Didier.
All right, guys, another bounty in
Should
the
expect
Hachem
the
feature event has
most
been
accomplished
claimed.
player
Michelle
on
has
this
knocked out
table,
Travis
Didier
for an
Guerin.
extra $1,650.
Over $1 million in
One
earnings.
bounty in
And
play.
Travis?
No one else has been able to do that all year.
Like, no one has been able to do that, yeah. Like,
has had a great year. We had him in the commentary box
there should have been extra bounty on Travis.
yesterday or the
I
day
think we should have
before
put
with
something
Jinxie, and he
ourselves.
was provided some great commentary, great insight into
Okay, I'm still
the way he plays. He's got over 1.1
Nice
million
haircut.
in US dollars earnings on Hendon Mob. Good enough for 63rd Australian money list
You know,
all
if I'm wearing a
time.
hoodie, I'm tired. That's always the tell.
12,000 a call.
These 1K buy-ins for Didier.
The last bounty
lower
standing
stakes
in the
for him
Joe
these
Hachem
days,
feature
but,
event is Andrew Beatty.
His
No
experience, and
pressure.
C4 raises 24.
even though he's got that short stack, he'll be tough to bust in this event, I expect. So we see Amin opening air, and Alan's got nothing to defend with, so that's another way that goes to Amin. And Alan and Didier, the two shorter stacks that are in third and fourth there, where top 2 go through to the final table. So could come down to
Big blind, thanks, mate.
these guys pushing the envelope. And with the big blind ante four-handed, you do have to open your range a bit, and can't just sit back. You've got to push the envelope a little bit, and otherwise that blinds and antes will eat you up. Now this time, this isn't a misread. This is pocket jacks for Amin and continues to get big hands.
4 raises, 24,000.
This goes with 24K. See what Alan goes with here. I mean, ace 3-0, four-handed. I mean, looks like he's thinking about jamming. We know what will happen if he does. An interesting spot. He does have the ace block. I'd prefer to see a suited one if we are going to jam, and nice fold there by Alan. Didier's got the king 6-0, and that's
24, right?
something we would like to defend.
2 calls, we have.
So Didier makes the call, and nice little flop for Didier. 4-5-8 from the big blind is a flop we could potentially lead sometimes. Has flopped the gut shot and then the backdoor flush draw. Amin obviously gets an equally nice flop for jacks. A lot of cards that we don't like to see on the flop when we have jacks, and none of them are there. So 66,000 pot. Interested to see what size. He's gone with 20. The board that smashes the big blind, I mean, I'm talking more 8-handed play. It does change a little bit, 4-handed obviously, and there is a bit of ICM, but I probably would have gone a bit larger sizing there. It is a wet sort of board, and
C2 calls.
if we are going to bet a flop that favours the big blind like that, there are a lot of cards that hit the turn like that one that we really hate if we get to the turn. So a bigger bet might have got that done and made this easier to navigate, just to take it down on the flop. But that queen of diamonds coming in now.
C2 bets, 25.
Didier's actually gone for the lead, and I like that bet. I also wouldn't have minded a check raise, but it is short, so maybe I'm talking nonsense there off that shallow stack. Didier would know best. I'm not going to discredit anything Didier does at all. 23rd on the all-time money list for Australia, over 1.1 US in earnings. If anyone can win a pot here, and essentially king high now. Doesn't have a lot of showdown value, but it's just hard to bet. Like, Amin could have all of those cards, which turn and rivet, and wow, I love this from Didier. I mean, with Amin's exact holdings, it's going to be very hard for him to find a call. We know Amin is sticky. I've seen him makes a lot of hero calls. He called down on the feature table yesterday. He had pocket sixes versus Jared Thatcher when he had the aces, and ended up giving his whole stack 50 effective to Jared. And I mean, jacks are a lot further up than sixes, although this board with the queen ace, it's a great bet from Didier. He's probably trying to work out what he's trying to get to fold here, and if you're going to try and get jacks to fold or even a queen, then any sort of pair, one pair hand, you have to go with the lot, and that's what Didier's done. And just see if it gets through him in. I'm very curious, looking in pain. He's in the blender.
I'm leaning towards folding.
Saying fold. I don't know. I think he's going to fold, but we're sort of asking a few questions of Didier. Didier's looks like a absolute wax statue at Madame Tussauds. He's not giving anything away. pain from Armin, and yeah, I'm feeling he's going to fold here. I mean, as we know, if he does say call, then Didier will be out. Love this by Didier, not giving anything away, showing why he's one of the best. Just got to get through him in. And he does. Great bluff from Didier. World-class poker from Didier once again. We saw him make a world-class fold.
Did you have called the jam on turn?
Against Jordan Westmoreland.
You know, we give
in
away
the
a lot
Lord's
about my
Poker
hand.
Tour event.
He's sneaky with these questions, you know. Did you call a jam on the turn? Just like, I wonder if Didier would follow any flushes on the turn if I did.
And he'll talk about this one later,
No,
I'm
of course
sure.
you're not
If
full
we
of
get a
flushes.
chance, we might cut that one up on a reel for him, although Didier has featured in a few already. And I believe we posted a couple of reels this morning on our
it's not fair. I'm
Facebook and
giving a lot of
YouTube under the
information on
shorts,
this
so
table to you sharks.
More importantly, what did you fold?
please check
I'll-
those out if
I'll
you get the
do it.
chance.
I'll sit in the break. That's
Fold green.
I did not have a queen now. I had the next best thing.
At Kings again?
No.
Diddy, small. Jacks.
Yeah, see? He's getting all leaned
Didier does
forward.
feature in one of those shorts, making that world-class fold.
Didier seems
and
all
then he just
nice
made
and
a
friendly. but
Very
he's
nice bluff
actually,
as
like,
well,
he's
so
just- we all know what he's up to.
He's paranoid.
continue forehand. Didier's just
Am
jumped
I?
up there with that nice hand, so
Two calls.
just over 25 bigs now, and limps in the 750 from the small blind. Ace Jack for a bin, and he just keeps getting these monstrous hands, but as we just saw in the last hand, I mean,
C4
get
raises
these
40
hands. In this case, it's just going to get through with the raise, I believe. This will be a pretty quick fold from Didier, but if you get these hands, you have the superior hand, you still have to connect with the flop against Didier, or you're going to see some very nice bluffs. And a good player like Didier is just going to walk over you no matter what the cards, and that's what makes these players so good. It's what makes Didier so dangerous.
If this dude was a recreational, I would have snapped the river. Snapped it.
Does it never value bet ace X?
Yeah, because you can't just value that your ace is wrong.
Now, as I've mentioned previous this afternoon,
No, just-
we do have some other events going on at Voco today.
Yeah, in his anger's sake, get him now.
Just
on
go through the
camera.
day two. So obviously,
No, as in like
registration is
what?
closed, but the
Fun
the
poker
mini main
players.
and the
That's what they
ladies
call them
Empress
now.
event, they've gone
No,
into
no,
a day
fun.
two.
Fun poker players.
Hence why I've noticed the tail.
25 or 6 came back for the mini main. They're playing for 11,000 up top. That's going on as we speak. 7 remain in the ladies
At least
Empress event from a
25K
field of
into
40.
turn. Have no
That was
shame.
10k guaranteed. They just squeezed in the guarantee
Now
there.
knowing
And
25.
You didn't see that?
that one starts shortly as well. You can see Alan
happen
got
at
the
the
ace
IPL
queen
level?
and
Not as much.
goes with Jam for
Not
his
as much. Oh, you went all in.
18 or so big blinds. And
Oh, wow.
that one's going to get through so far. Just see what Sam Haddad's got. Ace 4-0 on the big blind. Facing that size, I expect Sam will just bin this one. We do have the Joe Hachem deep stack. Sorry, the Hachem deep stacks. I keep calling it the Joe Hachem. This is the Joe Hachem event. The Hachem 750 trophy, and trophy is the one that starts at 2 p.m. today. And with a number of qualifiers in that event already, the prize pool will already be close to the 50k guaranteed. So come along to that one. That will be a fantastic event. $750 buy-in.
All in call.
It's a 2 p.m. start. Late rego till 6:45. 40k start stack. 30-minute levels. Fantastic event. Expect it will go into a day 2. At least the final table. I'd expect you would be in the money for day 2 in that one, but yeah, that's a fantastic event.
A good window for you.
30-minute levels, 2 re-entries if you need. You may already have a ticket.
6 would make
You would have been let that know. And wow, we did see Sam call that one off when I wasn't watching, and he's given Alan a double up here, so that evens the stacks it right out again. So this table will take a little bit longer, and maybe the last featured table of the shootouts to finish the way we're going here. I believe the first 2 qualifiers did get through to the final table by running top 2 in their shootout, and that was Michelle Anunu and Jordan Westmoreland. So they're already on the final table and in the money. As we play these final 4 6-max tables down to the shootout, 1 is completed. Leading 6 positions to be filled for that feature table. And the poker shop, 20k guarantee. That's a $250 buy-in. Great value tournament for those people with the around that buy-in level. It started around 11:30 this morning, but there is quite a lot of late rego on that. You can late reg till 4:15 in that. $250, 30k start stack. Once again, 30-minute levels, which is amazing. 2 re-entries, fully dealt, of course.
There are no more bounties in play.
We are right in the city of Brisbane, Voco Hotel on North Quay. Catch the bus in, catch the train and walk from Roma. Or take advantage of some weekend parking rates that you will find. If you book online, you'll save a bit of money there if you do wish to drive, but such a convenient location for all of the public transport and not far from Queen Street Mall. So as we see, Amin once again, monstrous hand on the button, ace-king suited. Now Sam Haddad, ace-3 off, elects to find a 3-bet, and I'd expect Amin just to put this in here. 30 effective. No, sorry, a bit more. Oh, we're actually 40 effective, that's right. Forgot those Amin had chipped up and look at him in here, considering his options. I did expect it would go all in, and there it is. And now Sam will likely get away from this ace-3-0. Not calling a 4-bet with ace-3-0 in your life. Shows the ace, but into the muck they go, and still 4-handed here. 2 more eliminations before we send 2 of these players to our final table, and they'll be back here to
I was going to click first, but then
full commentary.
Click would have been more obvious, so I just went with all of them. I had top 3% hand. No. Well, that's my top 3.
So just address some of these comments.
No, your ace was there.
Yes, this is
Your ace
a
was
$1,650 buy-in. It started yesterday. This is day 2. The graphic down the bottom just needs a little bit of an update. This is day 2. We're in the shootout format. So we started yesterday. We ended up with 80-odd runners. They played the regular tournament style for most part. Then once late registration ended, we did a
All
draw
right, we have our
for who
first
would become
shootout
the
table
bounty at
finish.
each table for a $1,650
We have
bounty.
two
Seat
players
4 was
to the
drawn
final
for that.
table.
J
Then
Dubs
there was a
and
bounty
Michelle.
in
Classic.
play for the rest of the tournament. When they got down to
This is
24
like the
runners,
FT of the Sunday warm-up in like
it
2013,
then
right?
bagged up and has become a shootout format for today. 4 tables of 6, where the final 2 from each table will go on to the final table and play for the money. Top 8 paid, all final tablists. So essentially, when we get down to 3-handed here, we're on a bit of a money bubble.
2 calls.
2 of these players are guaranteed to make the money, 2 are not. We've seen an interesting hand. Sam's open, 9-8 suited from the button. Alan Wilson's just called with the ace-8, and Didier's defended 6-5 suited. We go to the flop. Interesting one here. Both players will check to Sam, who's made the best hand, top 2. Alan has made middle pair and got the backdoor flush draw working, while Didier picked up bottom pair and a gut shot. So Sam's in prime position to win this one at the moment, and he's just gone with jam. So want to protect his hand. He realises it's a very wet board here. It's given both players in the blinds a tough sort of decision to make. I mean, I think Alan's going to find it very tough to find a call here, even with the backdoor flush draw working. He only has a pair of 8s. And Sam's fast played this one, and he's representing a pair, top, or an over pair at least. And you can see he's smashed the flop top 2 in a very wet board. He's just elected to jam all in. And
Reasonable compromise. I think that's the reasonable compromise. We've got to ask them, yeah. That sound good? Yeah.
covers Didier, doesn't cover Alan.
Yeah, exactly.
Might as
You
well.
don't want to
It's
get
very
diminished
close.
with
So,
the yeah, you want to go to 10 bigs, yeah.
I mean, if Alan
done.
calls,
Quick work, mate.
he's certainly not getting the right price to call, that's for sure. He's only beating bluffs and flush draws potentially, but he blocks the flush draws if Sam was going to jam with that. So just imagine looks like he's taking a bit of time. He's also got Didier in the big blind to contend with as well, so makes it even tougher to call here. He does look frustrated by the bet, just because of the size, but can't imagine what hand he thinks he's up against to be getting the right price. I mean, if Sam just had a bare 7, potentially, but
He's still in?
he's got Didier contending with, even if that was the case. And he does eventually make the fold and makes a good fold, and Didier folds away as well. So Sam chips up again. Well played, Sam. Well played and well flopped, I'd say.
All right, so the first 2 players through to the final table.
And he shows
Joe
it as
Hachem
well for good
feature
measure.
event.
So
Jordan Westmoreland and Michelle.
he's one of those players that likes to show it when he's got it.
5-6. Wasn't boring for me either. Yeah.
Says I'm not bluffing, and I don't mind doing that as well, to be honest. So
It's a loaded board, yeah.
Interesting. I just saw the hand.
It won't be top 2 for long.
later on to show that you don't have as many bluffs you've always
Love
got.
it.
But
I love it. I was gonna jam flop.
Just a
Sam
reminder,
knows
we
that,
do
but
have
then
the
it's part of it.
$5,000 TLPT
mind
games that we
Superstar
play in
6-man
poker.
showdown. That will start
Choosing
at
we can show
1:30.
cards.
Hey.
Play registration all the way till 8 o'clock tonight. $5,000
He
bond.
coaches out
200
there,
best
so
starts
never
at
show you
$1,000
cards no matter
under
what.
re-entries. It
I
is
think
a
on a feature table,
250K guarantee.
Yeah,
on a
that's why I
half-hour
was
delay,
like because
kinda
if
less
I called the
important, but,
turn, you would have been shut down on the river probably.
you know,
So that's why I
players
was
are going to
thinking
find
of
out
calling the
potentially in
turn
half
as
an hour
well, but
anyway,
I'm like,
but
that's like,
can be good
yeah,
to
the
make him
sizing
sweat
was
that 30 minutes.
The
So
sizing was good. The sizing was good, so that's why. Nice hand, nice hand.
anyway, we'll.
What are we talking about? How long ago?
Now this
before
is going to
break.
be another misread from Sam under the gun. That's the 9-8
That was the
suited.
one
It's,
hand that he was really curious about. The
what he
next one
had
is gonna be
exactly
DDS.
last hand, and was said on
We'll see what this cheeky guy did.
broadcast. The cards do occasionally do
Your
this.
friends on stream
No,
reporting back.
I just,
Oh, you're doing it
no,
yourself.
no, no,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just,
I know it says he's
When do you
got
think it'll be
that
on
and he's
stream?
playing this hand, but
his hand, which was before the break, I just saw.
could be
it.
the exact same hand. I mean, I'd be shocked because I have seen
one
this
that I
happen a
opened.
number of times, and every time it's been under the
Well, it
gun.
was 10-3
In this read, but
Get King 7.
whatever he's got, we'll
what a
might find
ninja.
out. Alan's 3-bet to 85k with Ace King. It's a nice
like
hand
10
as
to 3,
well.
10-3, Rainbow.
They're like XX, right?
Just not 100% sure
Yeah,
that
that's
these
what I thought.
cards are accurate,
Any
so
check raise
I wanted to
beyond
say
flop.
it's specifically, but you know I am.
guess
Yeah.
we'll find out.
Specific.
So
Maybe I'm being a
check
bit
raise
harsh to the
beyond flop,
software.
and I'm like,
Could be the exact same hand.
I honestly thought he might
that
have
last
some ace
hand,
4, ace
so-
5, right?
Get the same hand
But
back
then
to
he's
back.
committed half of his stack. And
He
then,
looks like he's thinking
can
about
call
it.
one more, and then
If we're going to know here. Oh, he has called, so
it was
we'll
interesting.
go to a flop now. Be interesting. A 9 or 8 of spades comes out on the flop.
What?
No. Okay. So.
I'm not talking about that.
All right, we'll play this hand as if Sam does have the 9 out of spades because it is possible to get the same hand back to back. And I don't want to confuse our viewers, so if that's the case, he's checked and he's got a gut shot and the backdoor flush draw working. Both players actually have the gut shot backdoor flush draw. I think if Aaron goes small here, Sam will definitely peel one off and looks like 60k, 65 in fact into 180, so just around third pot. Sam will probably continue. He realises he's got a lot of equity here. You connect with the 10, obviously the 10's no good for him. That would be a horrible thing, and he does fold, so we'll never know. So we're just going to say the cards and all that were right. The software's perfect, and we will move on. So stack sort of even out again. We are on 35-minute blinds, I believe. And just looking at those updated player numbers, we still have 3 tables out of the 4 remaining. Obviously 4 here. That would be 4, 4, and 5.
Sit back, I like it.
Here's Johnny.
That's why I keep asking me to come back. Two faults. Four faults.
That's the good one.
Defendable.
Defendable. Well, you had me dominated, so.
They're even raisable up there, yeah. Seven, all right. Or rather that.
There were 4 tables in total, right? How many tables were there?
Four. Yeah, 6 times 4. Already lost 11 people today. Yeah. Yeah, that's the sort of good thing for the shootout format, I guess, you know. It's sort of like we're engaged, we're playing a lot, but it's also not too slow.
Cut in on the player chat there for a bit. We've got...
Also, you know what's really good about this format? You don't get any of the kids just tanking into the bubble, you know? Like, it's all just poker.
4 races, 24,000.
I am, when you go to Vegas and you see the sort of younger ones coming up and, you know, they just sit there for 5 minutes on the bubble. I've never had that in me.
This one under there. Blind's just gone up, 816 now.
I'm already not the sharpest tool in the shed. I don't need to pretend like I'm any slower. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, if someone has a decision, I never want to clock them. It's just like, oh. There was one last year in Vegas. We were playing a 3K, and we're on day 2, and registration's still open for 2 levels, and we're still in that phase. And these 2 guys under the gun talk, and they just don't like play. And we're like, "What are you guys doing?" Thanks, Johnny. Oh, they're out.
Yes, good.
16's good then.
Yep, 16's good.
Fine. So they're all good.
No, we're good.
Yeah, we got the 16s. They were hiding here. Sorry. Oh, is it off?
Yes, up.
Anyway, and they spoke, and I was wondering why they wouldn't play because there's no like bubble, and I eventually said like, "Guys, we're gonna have to clock you. Like, what's going on?" And they were like, "Oh, we're just trying to wait until our table breaks. We're like 2 or 3 away," and we're like, "You're under the gun waiting for a table break from 2 tables away?" I was just like, that's the worst one I think I've ever heard. You know, like, yeah, I just started saying like, "I'm sorry, I'm not giving you a second now." And then like he actually had a decision, and I did. I lost your right to actually have time like now, at least in my book. Yeah. Clock. No, I'm kidding.
Yes, I will switch to a bit of table chat when we see players like Didier telling a few interesting yarns about his experience. He just mentioned the experience over in Las Vegas on the stream over there, so worth listing in on their chats. So I will do that when I notice it and pick it up. So we see Alan raising from the small blind here into Didier's big blind. He's got 10-7-0. You chooses to defend that one. And we'll go to a flop. Didier, the shortest stack now. Both players connect. Monotone board. Don't mind the small bet from Alan here. But he's got a decision. It's probably, he could go with all in. I mean, we can see Alan doesn't have any spades working for him, so he'd much rather just take this one down, but could just see a jam from Didier. No, goes with call. Just going to see what Alan does on the turn. The spades stop coming for the moment, so as you can see, Didier's still got the best hand, and Alan just goes with jam. Now, Didier's in a tough spot here, I think.
I don't think I can ever fold this, to be honest.
Does have top pair, doesn't hold a spade in his hand, and his kicker isn't the best. Does have a gut shot to a straight, but
Not good at my
I mean,
table. Sorry, give me a minute. It's very likely going in. So
essentially, I'm not sure I would do this because we do have some sort of showdown value, and I mean, we've got second pair, but as you can see, Didier's quite animated there. He doesn't know what to do. He makes the call. I like it, and I mean,
10-7 at risk.
Didier's world-class player, isn't he? Like, every time he just seems to make the right decisions, and that's what the good players do.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, even then he wasn't confident, he said, but he's just balanced all probabilities. I mean, he's made...
Should be 2.
We saw him made a fantastic fold against Jordan Westmoreland. I would have called that one like a fish. Then we seen him make a massive bluff against a min and get that one through. I would have just checked it like a...
Thanks, Alan.
Like, I wouldn't have had the courage to do that. And then that one there is probably a coin flip decision, I guess, but I mean, Didier makes the right call again, and it just goes to show these top class players, that's just what they do over and over again. I mean, I don't hate the bet from Alan at all. I mean, but you know, but sometimes you just got to realise you're playing one of the best players in the world, and you just got to try and outplay them, and it's very tough. And I mean, I also don't mind Alan's sort of thinking there. Alan's obviously very accomplished of himself too. Like, he's won catches, and he's always in the mixed games and the PLO, and Hold'em's part of the mix as well. So we've seen him a number of times
Or 535, you know, or 540.
across the year on feature tables, but
7 raises.
yeah,
I cover.
Like
good
5.
try, Alan,
Okay,
but
well,
mate, you just ran into one of the best players on the circuit as far as I'm concerned, and he's just too good.
See that raises all in.
But Alan survives again, down to 15 bigs, I think, and finds an under the gun open, which is like a cut-off, I guess, from four-handed, and a bit far more high variance four-handed play, and that's a nice jam to get through as well. So Alan picks some chips back up, and Sam, after being chip leader up to nearly 800k, 748,000, I think he peaked at. As you can see, this high variance play four-handed is back down to 360, and the stacks even out yet again. So we could be here for a little while to get down to our final two. Two of these players will go straight to the final table and make the money. Two of them will end the tournament with $0. So what an interesting dynamic. All players really fighting for it too. Not giving an inch. As you can see, they're all prepared to
You got it straight.
push for that final table spot.
C2 races. 32,000.
And thanks for joining us, everyone in the chat on all the platforms, YouTube, Twitch and Facebook. We'd love to hear your comments and get your subscriptions and like the video if you can. This is the $1,650 Joe Hachem annual feature event. It's a unique format, started yesterday, 82 runners. They played down to, when late registration shut, we had 5 tables of 8, around 40 players, and what they did is they, late registration, they drew randomly for a bounty on each table. Seat 4 became the bounty, $1,650 bounty on seat 4's head. and then it played like a bounty until they got down to 24 players. 24 players, they all bagged up, came back for a 6-max shootout format, 4 tables of 6, and then from that we are playing down today until there's 2 players remaining on each table, and 2x4 means there'll be 8 players at the final table, and they will make the money.
The Hachem feature event is now set.
Over 30k up top. There was 109,000 in this prize pool. 8th place will get 4,500, and that goes all the way up to 34,850 for first prize. So there is now the bounties after the redraw. They were all originally on seat 4, 1 on each table, but after the redraw,
Players in the mini-main, this is your 1-minute call.
that wasn't the case, obviously, and there was no bounties on this feature table. There is currently 1 bounty left of those 5, and that is Andrew Beatty on an outer table. So if he does make the feature table, he will still be a bounty. Each bounty player also got their rake back in this event, so that was a bit of a compromise. Obviously, if you are the bounty, it can change the way you have to play a bit, so they compromised there and gave the rake back to each player that became a bounty. As we see, Sam Haddad's got the ace-queen in the small blind. 20 blinds effective.
I'll get blamed for that one too.
So Sam's just gone with jam. Just jammed the 20 blinds in, and I don't mind that. I mean, Sam's going to call off with a lot of aces here. He may actually jam to a limp as well, and I mean, he's fast played that for 20 bigs. Won't be too critical. I mean, don't mind it. It would have been interesting if he had limped. We would have found Alan would have jammed that. But ace queen O. I mean, a lot of people hate that hand, and it's nice just to collect some chips with it sometimes. It really sucks ace queen when you run into ace king, which you see happen quite a lot. 30% of the time you hit that queen, I guess, but
one more.
Oh, sorry, 16, my bad.
Nice try, Didier.
Sam adds back to his stack. Still quite even here. There's final 4. 2 will make the feature table, the final, and make the money. 2 will not.
No, still putting in the 8-16.
16 o'clock.
If you do know any of these guys on the table, make sure you tag them or their friends. Let them know they're playing. I'm sure they are aware, but their friends may not be. So tag their family and friends. Good opportunity to see them play for some big money here. And see Alan goes with jam over the open from Amin, and Amin folds that one and collects some chips. So I believe Alan is the short stack here, but still 20 bigs. So the blinds are bumped up to 16k and a 16k big blind ante, and looks like all these players are aware, four-handed with a big blind ante. You do have to be quite active, otherwise you will just lose your chips to the blinds. So and just another question in the chat. No, yes, you can win your own bounty, obviously, like any bounty competition. If you take out the tournament, that extra 1650 goes to you. And yeah, I guess you don't get the chance to win as many bounties. There was one at the table, but you have the chance to win yourself if you win, and you did get your rake back for the event, so that was the compromise. As you can see, 12 players left from the 82. This is a unique feature event, this one. I haven't seen an event quite this format before. So, anyway, the players have told us they really like the format, and they're playing for $34,000. Didier's one of the best in the country. Of course, the state of origin captain for New South Wales. The Joe Hachem feature event.
Four bets, 22,000.
Just a small pot brewing here, blind versus blind. Was limped by Didier pre-flop, and they both checked the flop, and now Didier checked once again on the turn. His king high showdown value, but Amin now expects us to. Does have ace high. I mean, I don't think he needs to bluff here. Got the ace high showdown value, and you'll see that that's good and wisely chosen there. I mean, got to be careful betting on that river there, especially against such an accomplished player like Didier, because
What a cooler.
What a
what a
cooler.
cooler.
Bad river. I would have
I
gone
should announce
for
more
Right,
confidently.
pick up
King
the
high.
king
and you're
high.
like, sorry man, ace high. Oh, you know.
bluffing.
I would have gone for one more
so.
value if you didn't necessarily like it either.
I don't think it's a good. I like the way he played it.
Good luck, gentlemen.
Eight of hearts.
8 of hearts.
You're about 400. Yeah. Thank you.
What are you?
Little under. 330. Okay. You're about the same, Alan?
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. 430 here. Yeah, mine's nice and despicable.
Trying to make mine easy so people can count.
Yeah.
Even I get confused.
Oh, now here's a hand
Often
from
for me
Alan.
as well, because then I look down, I know how much I have. Yeah, don't need to waste time. I lose
The
count
two
easily.
Allens.
You don't raise 35.
Just bumps it up, and Didier's got a nice hand as well, and wow.
Full fold. Thank you.
As those announcements die down in the background, we pick up the action again here, and we've seen Alan raise the aces. Got a call from both Didier in the button on the button and Sam Haddad in the big blind 10-9-0. Now, Didier, as we can see, has monstered this flop. Trip kings. Alan has the aces. Leading out. Didier just calling as suspect. Sam does have a gut shot and backdoor flush draw, but I'd expect with the action in front of him and a paired board, your straights and flushes go down in value anyway, so that'll just be a fold from Sam. And now Didier has a pretty nice hand here to stack the aces, I'd expect. See what he does here. If he checks it, it would be very deceptive, but both flush draws working now and some straight draws, maybe he'll have to bet this out, and he might go on the larger size, I'd expect. Alan's got the aces, and wouldn't expect a fold. Very difficult to fold aces on this current texture. He may be looking to protect his hand as well from some draws.
Two bets. 88.
And I just muted that mic. There's quite a few announcements going on in the background, so I have to try and mute while I talk. And this hand is still going, and see Didier firing out just shy of half pot. I mean, I guess the smaller bet is the just half is probably perfect. Knowing Didier, he'd know exactly what to bet here, and with the stack to pot ratio, we go to a river. The club draw does come in now, and
All in. 2-8's all in.
Alan has jammed, and Didier's just going to snap that one off. Once again, probably a hand Alan didn't need to jam with. He's got showdown value, and Didier makes the quick call there with the trip kings, and now we are on the bubble, and Sam Haddad is in the rough spot, being short as three-handed, and so you can just see Didier all class again.
Abomination of hand.
State of Origin captain is making it look easy.
What do you have?
So I did this or I did that. So either ace 3, ace deuce with ace of diamonds.
I couldn't understand your comment. Were you saying you had jacks?
I had jacks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If
When you
I
said the
didn't
second
have,
best, I was like, kings surely not, right? Because I have one.
no, but it was
Big
basically
blind,
the same
please.
thing. Kings or jacks for me.
Thanks, Jay.
But the thing is that I'm jamming the turn if I don't have diamonds in my hand. But I do have diamonds, so I didn't.
Yeah,
need
that makes
to-
sense.
Yeah.
Jam the turn on the queen?
Before fold.
I don't think you would.
Well, what queen would you like dunk bet on the turn?
7-12.
On 4-8-5.
Winner.
Thank you. Tried hard for that one.
Would you?
You didn't even look, right?
No.
Oh.
Sorry?
Yeah, we have a lot of chips.
one, please.
Are we waiting for him or?
Thanks.
No. So we continue three-handed.
All in.
Sam being the shorter stacks, jam the ace 2-0 from the button. See if he gets through. Amin does have the king high in the big blind, may call some of the time, but it is close to 20 bigs. I'd expect
301. Might just start back at the
Hey, why?
I just the way you. Bit too many blinds.
I had a hand which is for less amount is a call.
Right, poker players. 5K down, playing on 30. It is a 6 max, 5K entry.
32.
1:30
and a welcome
start time.
to the commentary box for the first time today, Harvey Silver.
Thank you, Craig. I thought let you carry it solo for a while there, see how you go. I thought you went all right, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, well, as long as I get better and not worse, that's the main thing.
No.
And,
Give us a bit of feedback on Craig, thanks. Actually, maybe
Good one. That's good though.
no, been good, mate. And of course, I come in just as we're
yeah, so we're
getting towards
three-handed.
yes, as we're getting towards the really sharp. And geez, race through this, hasn't it?
Yeah, shootout format's a bit like that 6 max style shootout. Top two going through to the final table and make the money. So we're actually on a money bubble at the moment.
That's right. That's why do you think I've come in? Because I come in when it gets interesting.
I didn't have ace. No.
Anyone
not
impressed you
25, no.
particularly this morning?
Didier's made, once again, you know, we saw him made that amazing
A bit
fold
better
when
than-
you were in the commentary box against Jordan Westmoreland, and then he did that incredible call the other day, and then he just made an incredible bluff against him and got that through. So he's got the full game, you know, so very impressed by Didier, State of Origin captain for New South Wales, so 26th all-time Australian money list, then it's not surprising really. It's just great to watch and great to learn from, and I'm enjoying the commentary, so.
2 folds.
Let's see how we go with this flop. Men's opened and Didier's defended, Queen 5 suited, and check out a flop here, and we'll go check. Second check from Didier. Thought may have encouraged a little bet from Armin to get some value, but just checked it back, and I think that second check's given the option for Didier to potentially bluff the river. Amin does have the showdown value. He can take 2 pairs to win the pot. Didier does check it, and I'm pretty sure Amin will now check it back, just hoping to win this pot with the 2 8s.
No, we won't.
No, I've been wrong again. Generally, I've been wrong about Amin a lot, but what's given me confidence is when Didier does something, I'm generally close to right, and Didier's the best player on the table. So
Yeah, well, this still leaves you with something to strive for. Try and read Amin a little bit better. Spent fair bit of time with him in the other night. Lovely guy.
Yes. And
Said it so many times, Craig. God, they play it hard on the felt, but you get off it and the community is very close. Everyone's, you know, hanging out, such good mates, travel together. I think actually it makes them, of course the fold comes, actually makes them even fiercer competitors on the table. The fact that they are such good mates and hang out so much. So Craig, just might need to help me here a little bit, but we lose one more. Are we going to then have a little break and go onto a final table? Is that what's going to happen? Or
yeah, that's as I understand it. It won't be a long break. It wouldn't be a scheduled break, so it will just be as long as it takes for them to move the chips over. Because other players that finished earlier on the other outer tables, they would have already been on a break essentially while they're waiting for this.
Pretty much so. Okay.
So these players will get the shortest break of them all. I wouldn't expect we'll be here for too much longer for this one.
The way that it's playing out, and you know, just a little bit of chat going on there. Josh does not report stuff in advance of the stream. He is not a spoiler. He's been with us for 9 days now, and he hasn't done that once. So
very experienced reporter, Josh, I can tell you that. He's been over to Vegas reporting for Poker Media Australia, and he's been reporting for a number of years now, and he loves it. He loves his poker.
I mean, it also seems like a nice guy. But inside,
he's enjoying
he's like
it, watching every minute. To have him there.
You're doing? Yeah, good man. All right.
Yeah, so there is a bit of other action going on in the Voco Brisbane Hotel today. We do have the poker shop, 20k guarantee. It started at 11:30 with late registration until 4:15. $250 buy-in there. The ladies event, it's always also coming back to their final table. There was 7 left remaining in that. That was a 10k guaranteed and just squeezed into that, exactly 10k prize pool. So the ladies will be back fighting out for that trophy. And the mini main, 27 bagged in that overnight, and they're playing for 11k up top.
That was good.
From a 50k prize pool, and again they just
I had a
reached
pretty
that
one,
as
but no
well.
decision.
So
Pretty though.
plenty going on here today. Get down to Voco.
Although my
It's
definition
also a
of pretty can be a little more
$750
loose
buy-in
than most.
Hachem event
There we go.
starting, which I'm at the moment encouraging Jinxie to play. He's commentated for us all week. Got himself a ticket into that. He's been tossing up whether to flip the ticket or flip it into the event. I am encouraging him to, he hasn't played one tournament here. He's like a dog on heat every time he comes into the commentary. So I'll give him a little bit of time and hear your dulcet tones. Craig, as Hamish says, Craig with a voice made for radio, we might allow you to have your dulcet tones on the commentary for a bit longer today while Jinxie tries to run himself into that event. Why not?
Yeah, well, Jinxie's was brought up on the commentary a couple of days ago, who has the most on-handed mob out of myself and Jinxie, and I currently have him by about $1,700. So Mike Maddox put in the chat. So he'll be out there trying to take over the reins for the most cashes, and He loves it.
So of all the achievements he may get here, that'll be it, overtaking you on the Hendon mob. That's the one he'll walk away with, okay, possibly.
Well, he's a much far better player. I don't play as much, and when I do play, I just get lucky, and I play all right sometimes. So I've had a few trophies, but Jinxie is an amazing player. He really is, and if you listen to his commentary, the detailed analysis he gives you, and then when you get him to join with some of the pros, it's like a amazing free content to watch and listen to. So good luck to Jinxie.
Of course, he went very deep in our last APT. Took up a lot of screen time.
Ooh. And this is a...
Oh, wow.
Pretty good flop for Didier.
Yeah.
And Amin, who likes to push the envelope, although I've got to say, Amin has been...
Oh, now he's in trouble, though.
Wow. I've got to say, Amin's been playing quite conservative against Didier. Realises Didier's an awesome player, and but that one's going to find a lot of trouble for him, I think, there. Does have the heart working as well. That's why he's got all those extra outs at the top of the screen, but Didier's going to make him punish him here, I think. At the moment, anyway. Amin needs the deck to punish Didier.
It's 22k. We're going to get
just a call.
Big river this is. All right, it's a blank, so...
And these are the two chip leaders at the table, so
Yeah.
Sam would be loving this if they play a big pot, but there's only 100k in it. I don't imagine they're going to go too silly because they are on a money bubble. They could put a lot of pressure on.
And a check from Didier.
Yeah, check. I think just checks this one back, but
Not sure.
Been wrong.
He's eyed his chips twice now.
It's a 50-50, so if I say
He's eyed his chips three times now. I reckon if you eye your chips 4 times, you bet. That's my... There you go.
You're right again, I'm wrong. I can't pick him in. I just cannot pick him.
65 this time, so...
Didier won't be folding, obviously.
No.
He could put immense pressure on him in here. He's opened the door for him, but...
he might see this as an opportunity. I mean, it's one thing making the money. I don't think Didier's interested in making the money. I think Didier wants to win this, so does he see this as an opportunity to...
I don't know. I think
stack
he's
up his chips.
Just a weak... He's got a very weak kicker with his 4.
True.
But doesn't hold a heart, and but he does have a lot of heart himself, and he's...
So there you go.
Now.
He's raised it to 205, and... Okay, so as a very recreational player, this has played out exactly as I would have thought it played out as a recreational player.
Yeah, I mean... You've got to be careful when you go for thin value against really good players like Amin's gone there. I would have checked the river back just because, I mean, even if Didier doesn't have a 4 here, say he's got a big heart, he can just put you in the absolute bin because you can't call. Otherwise, you don't make the money, So that's part of the reason why I would have checked the river. But...
So if you notice... He has not looked at his chips this time. Now he has. If he looks again, I reckon he's calling.
So the other thing about making the final table here, Didier would be thinking, well, I want to take as big a stack through as possible.
This is exactly what I just said. It's not about just making the money. Didier, he obviously has just made an assessment that this is an opportunity for me to top up my chip stack here potentially, so I'm not just calling that, and that's where the raises come in. As I say, as a recreational player, this is, in pub poker, this is exactly how you'd see this being played. Obviously, we're up for a hell of a lot more than what you have at a pub poker game. I didn't say he's not interested. I said he's not interested in just making the money. He wants to win this.
Yeah.
So,
he's going.
So he's trying to
give himself the best chance to have a good position in the final table. And I mean, for example, if Sam's sitting on about 300k at the moment, if he just squeezed into the money here at the final table, it's going to get tough for him. But it is a money bubble too, so.
So in the end, a really good fold from Amin, but as you say, probably the safer play would have been to just call earlier on. But these are two very, very good players, and I'm never ever going to be critical of play at this level. It's just how it goes, and as I say, it's a recreational player.
Runs on to.
Yeah, and
you sort of look down at
Sticky.
three of a kind, and you're thinking, how can I maximise here, as opposed to let's just go safe and call. So,
I think so.
And that's right. And I mean, if you think about this too, there's
I mean, I'm
82
actually not loving it at
players.
that point, am I?
There's
Like, I'm
100k
like,
star
yeah.
stake, so that's 8.2 million chips in the entire tournament. And the final table, of course, is 8. So the average chip stack at that final
One of those
table
things
is
where
going to
you're
be
like, what
about
can I
just
be worse
over
at
a
this
million chips. So Didier's approaching that now.
Yeah, exactly.
He knows that.
Yeah, sorry. I thought I was missing something.
You know, if you can get to average stack or just over when you get to that final table, you're in a really good position with a lot of pressure on.
C2 course.
And Didier here with the chip lead as well. He's just going to be using that to put as much pressure on as he can, opening the Jack 7 there and three-handed, that's fine. You see, Amin's got a nice one here, re-raising to King Queen, and Didier just letting that one go. They stole Sam's big blind and ante during that process, so three-handed play, that ante can really start eating you up. Sam will be feeling like his card down here needs to get something happening. A lot of pressure, three-handed. It's an interesting format, this, and yeah, Sam's going to need some hands pretty quickly.
Big one. Four raises.
one thing we can say about these guys, Craig, is this is probably for the first time ever this week. They'll be well rested. He did finish reasonably early last night, as opposed to what we've been seeing here, the very, very late finishes. We got to 24 left last night. Pretty rapid time, a lot quicker than I think we would have expected to.
Yeah, I had a good night's sleep and had breakfast this morning and was ready and raring to go.
It's an unusual one, and definitely an unusual one for the players who've been wrapping this up.
Never thought you were calling for a
at,
second.
well, sort of 1 a.m. minimum it's been this week. That's not to say that
He looked
they
looked
didn't
angry
take,
from the
some of them
start.
at least didn't take the advantage of finishing about 10:30 to have a few drinks and maybe go out on a Friday night in Brisbane. Who knows? I certainly didn't.
Suited King.
No,
Been a
did?
some
Oh, I
long,
missed
long
it.
hours here.
Ooh.
Suited Kings collide.
yeah, I actually
I either don't say it
Nice.
or just
place nearby. I opened
9-7
about
off, guys.
10:30 last night.
thanks,
Got some
Didier.
I'm here to be honest.
Pork belly and fried rice. They had a 2-for-1 deal.
I had 9-7.
That's late.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
nice,
enunciate.
Brisbane City.
I think they do
Get
the
my
2 for
commentary
1 all the
voice
stuff
on.
that's been
I
sitting
made
in the
a
Bay
deal
Marie all
fold
day,
against
so hope you're feeling all right today.
The jack?
I do actually. No, it was quite nice, and
Oh, just then. Yeah. Oh, you
it was an
followed.
Asian dish. And actually, when I was waiting for my Uber Eats downstairs, Kota Kagasaki, who is he is Australian. However, with a very Japanese name, he was down there and he'd ordered exactly the same thing.
Wow.
He said he'd had it the night before and it was Asian approved. Okay. So that gave me a lot of confidence and it was actually very nice. So shout out to Coda for the tip there.
Should have known.
There's more tips around the poker room than just poker, I could say, you know.
So Sam's all in here with his ace-9.
Hey, that's what. 9-7 again.
Yeah,
Oh,
is
there
it?
it
Can't
is.
find
Is
anything
it
to
suited?
take him out with
It's
there.
not.
So
No.
Okay. That's
He had
7-9 of clubs.
I just dominated.
Oh.
Flush dead as well.
As in like ace, no, as in like
See,
ace 7 or ace 9.
Oh yeah.
Ian and Sam sitting on virtually the same number of chips.
I'm happy to keep showing. If everyone wants to show every hand, I'll show every hand.
It's alright.
yeah, and three-handed
Whatever
is
you say.
very high variance. So a lot of things can happen there. And I mean,
Whatever you guys
it's me if Taylor Pickles sat down, goodness knows what would happen.
Hi. How's it going?
With her
good,
remarkable
yeah.
dealing.
Yeah, you know, didn't get beat up too much.
So
Yeah, it's great.
Really interesting format this, isn't
Hey,
it? To,
thanks again.
to you know, play a tournament in one sort of structure, and then you move over and you're basically playing just against the people on your table, and then back again.
yeah, I mean, we have seen the mix max format, which is where you play 8 max, then 6 max, then sometimes 4 max, and then heads up. There are different versions of mix max. This went, normal tournament to bounty tournament to shootout, and then back to a normal final table. As we see Didier pick up the kings here, and not much going to happen here other than just a fold, I'd imagine. Sam's contemplating. We have devious intentions. Didius is a button.
They
so.
just defend here.
Yeah, okay. Three-handed, you've got to defend wide, as I was just saying. The big blind eats you up if you
Just
don't.
watch a 10 hit on the flop. Just because we've been seeing this sort of stuff the whole week. No, in fact, let's see a king hit on the flop. Sam's got the 3 there. Check.
Now that's a lot of hand for Didier, so he may bet one big blind or very small, I think.
2 bets.
Yeah, just one big blind, 20k. See, I can predict Didier okay.
Sam.
Got a call with that 3, you can't go anywhere yet. It's hard to make a pair in Hold'em. We know a 10 or another 3 is a disaster for Sam, but the 8 comes in and so Didier realising when Sam called that flop that he has some type of holding.
2 bets.
Could be a draw, one of the many draws available, or the flush, like the flush draws, straight draws, or some type of pair. Obviously, doesn't have a king, but you know, 7 or a 3. So now he's just
All
up
right,
the size a
players,
little
the
bit. Still
5K
keeping it
Superstar Showdown
under
is
half
looking to
pot,
get
just
underway. Here's a 5K buy-in. For that 5K, here's a
see if you can get a
250k
Sam to call,
guarantee.
but no, good fold by Sam.
250k
Puts that one up.
guarantee for a 5K buy-in.
Saved his.
You are
tournament
interested,
there, Sam.
head to the retro
So
desk.
if,
Jump on board.
one of his 2 cards had flicked over there.
Can I also have
The
any
river.
players
Green
registered
head.
for the annual
Yep.
Hachem Trophy? This is your 1-minute call.
And,
We're looking to get underway.
Yeah, just a shout out to Josh on Poker Media Australia. If you want to check out all the details and updates that's happened so far, save me repeating it again. It's all on pokermediaaustralia.com.au and on their Facebook page as well.
The 750 Hachem Annual Trophy is looking to get underway. It starts in just under 30 seconds. If you have registered, head your way to the tables.
And the prize pool did get up to 109,000, I
Guys,
believe.
if you are hungry or
34,850
thirsty,
up
scan
top.
that QR code.
All those
Voco staff will come around and help you out. They've been great
prizes
all
are
week
up
and will
on
continue to do so
in the
throughout the
chat,
weekend.
on the post, and that'll be on Poker Media Australia as well. 8 players will make the final table and the money. And yes, Sam will need to, well, sorry, Sam is looking to make the money here. All of these 3 are, so anything can happen.
Okay.
7 raises.
We do really appreciate Josh supplementing all the information coming out of APT on our own socials. He's been with us since the very first day.
Min, look them up
Kicked
on
off
screen.
State of Origin.
He's upset.
Thanks for that, mate. Must be sick of my voice by
He
now.
was asking if I'd shown my bluffs. I said, Min's looking them up on screen.
Maybe just sit there with the volume down at times.
Yeah.
We also have seen some
That's what I thought too.
incredible poker. I was saying, Craig, that we've done a little bit of a highlights package. Shall we,
If I play it like normally, I
little
get
clips
stacked.
which you've been very involved in. Normally, when you see those sort of clips, they're cooler hands where players couldn't get away or fantastic calls. Most of our clips have been the most unbelievable folds and have just shown you how good the quality of the players is.
I didn't think you had like flush or anything.
It's so hard to fold when
I'm
there's
like-
already so many chips in and potentially so many chips to gain.
Story of my life by playing bad.
You mentioned even when I
If
sit
you are
down
looking for a
here, these
caffeinated beverage,
incredible
head out to the
folds.
coffee cart out in the hot side room. They are
Aces
fantastic. I
folded
myself love the iced
a few
chocolates.
days ago.
Just to purchase
Just
one,
could
send
not
it
have
my way.
imagined anybody folding aces in the position
We
that
do have
they were folded.
The
And
lovely ladies and
the
gentlemen.
the aces was
The
dead.
best hands, Shiatsu,
Actually remember
Massage,
who that
Lucy,
was.
Stephanie, and Michael are all in the
That
room
was
today.
Dan
If you are
Alush,
tired,
I
sore,
believe,
just want
when
a
Sean
relaxing
Smith,
massage.
he
Stick
had
your
the
hands
ace
up,
king
let
and
your dealer
just
know,
flopped
let your
16
TD know,
kings.
and we'll send one of you
Yeah, they'll
away
look at that one.
ASAP.
It's amazing how you remember hands in poker.
But they're, as I say, they're folds. They're,
Yes.
they're not normally the highlight hands that fold. So
Yeah.
been really, really great level of play.
Sure. Yeah.
Plenty
Yeah.
still to go.
Top set.
It's going to be a really fun weekend, and of course,
Upset.
finishes
Yeah, what do you
tomorrow
have?
with the main.
3, yeah. Probably got the max.
Yeah, and they just released one of the other shorts today, Malcolm Trainer. Amazing fold pre-flop, but
Yeah,
the one
yeah.
that's my favourite that hasn't been released, it's going to be released in the next couple of hours, I'm being
Black
told,
Kings. Black
is
Kings.
the Yoon Kang bluff. Absolutely
All right, the $750
launched his
Hachem
chips
annual
and
trophy is
made
underway.
Alex
There's
Linson
a
one of the
50K
best players in
guarantee, plus the
Australia.
100, 200. There are
Snap
currently
fold
13
through
players
the
registered. It is
That
looking
was
like it's
amazing.
going to be an absolutely massive field.
Yeah.
Really had fun looking at that one.
Yeah. 3 on the turn. Oh. Yeah. Nearly close to 2 pair. Oh no, it was a 7, yeah. 7, 8, yeah.
C4 raises, 60,000. Seven raises all. C4 fold.
And as we see, Sam had just
Wait, anyway.
jam over the top of that limp from Amin.
It's either a
And
folding
Amin
hand or
becomes
a
the short
fold.
stack now, so you really need to get hands three-handed or be aggressive because, as I said, those blinds do come around way quicker and can eat you up. And I've seen Didier not giving anything up.
Sit
20 to
one.
call. C4 raises, 40,000. 7.
How much you playing roughly?
Oh, now here we have a interesting confrontation. Amin's opened the button, which he will do with many hands, not just nice ones like 9s. And Didier's found himself with 3s in the big blind, so maybe considering putting Amin all in. So he looks. Yep. I think I just heard the all-in call. Wow. So this will flip the stacks around. Very high variance, 3-handed. If you're going to pair versus pair like this, it's just going in. And see, Didier's got 2 outs as far as we know. The computer may know better. We'll wait till they come up. I don't think if 3 was folded. No. Oh no! Wow! So Didier lost that
Poor
boat.
Amin, my lord.
Although there's
nothing.
There is
How
4
long
outs
is
left.
the- there's a
Eight,
not- and
the eight,
eight.
the eight would be a sick one.
All right,
the
looks like
upside
we
down
made
line.
on the table of Vinnie May.
Wowee, what a way to
Lift-
finish
hit your
Sam
head,
with his
look up
hands
on
in
the
the
screen.
air. He survived.
Yes, we're just talking about that.
Who's made the final table. It's also up there for you.
Poor Amin, that's just crap, isn't it, when that happens? What a fantastic
All right,
flop
can
for
I have
Didier, who
player
moves
from table
through.
7,
And
seat 8.
that takes us
Table 7, seat
into the
8.
money and into what will be the final table coming back here.
My guy.
Wow, I need a minute to just compose myself. How often have we seen that this week?
I mean,
Like,
Can't use
how
skill, you gotta use the other thing.
the smaller set, the smaller pair come in becoming a set. We have just seen that so many times this week.
it's great to have that sort of captured on stream as well. Amin won't appreciate watching it back, but look, Didier's been on the back of those for a number of years, and this is his red hot years. So
Every 2
yeah, it's
players
just
on each table, they make money. Yeah.
one of the great things about poker is the action hands like that. If you're not on the receiving end, like poor Amin, then
He can take this one.
sometimes
He
that's
just
how
won
it
700
goes.
grand.
Who did?
Yeah, amazing. All right, well, we're going to have a break
This one's 700.
here,
He can take
and
this one.
we're going
He
to
can
get
take
it
the L,
down
Johnny.
He can take
to
this
the
out.
last 8. The last 8, who will all be in the money, will come back and play on the table. I'm going to suggest that we've got at least a half-hour break here.
Each is finished.
So go and get some lunch or a refreshment and come back and settle in for some great poker this afternoon from Brisbane.